Yep, whereabouts. So I guess to start with Jo, can you speak us through the tablet bench? Why is she going with Fancy Thursday? I back of the park.
Yeah, so Mac is still very much tour captain for us, but we're trying to increase our depth of leadership. So we saw this as an opportunity to give Bessie a chance to start as captain. She's been captain for us before when Mac left the field, so she'll get the opportunity to start and see how she develops as a leader.
It's sort of natural best case stance direct though. It's an audience it's just based on a one tap to stay up she goes.
Currently, it's just a one-off test, see how she goes. And, like I said, we're trying to develop leadership across the squad. So if anything happens to Mac, we've got sort of a backup in that situation.
Yes, copy the primary situation Ash but the fact that are playing will factor and just what the situation with Drake Way and their injury.
Yeah, unfortunately, Bree picked up an injury this week, which is extremely sad. And obviously, nobody wishes that on any player this early in the tour, especially. And Bree will be travelling home back to Australia today. And then Alana Sikameti will be joining us in Wales to replace her.
And there's still the word of that. I think she'll break the record and she has let play every game, but the started with so at the week from, February, Saturday, now back here, book up. What that tell the sort of person and the sort of skills that she has, she can essentially do also, you think.
Yeah, she is an exception from that perspective. She's super versatile and wherever you ask her to play, she'll just get on with it. We don't have Tam for this first game, so it was spoke about back in the camps that Ash would be covering that position, and she's took that opportunity and she's got the starting shirt.
We will make the hard hang of that so that so two points that having this style that much competition at the match though it is the rationale what did you and go that way why didn't I know?
Yeah, so again, it's an opportunity, isn't it? We've got these 2 warm-up games before WXV. Nat's been training really well in camp. She's had a really good block with us. She's an exciting player. She's got a strong kicking game. And then Tala's not had, like you say, a real opportunity to start for us, and she's been training well. Bella joined the group slightly late. She flew out slightly late to camp as well, but Tala's been training well, and it'd be good to see her take that kind of leadership role at 10 for us.
And project.
Hi.
Is it this? It's a Libyan experiment, not truly for this year.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's an experiment because we're actually really confident in them. They're 2 young players that have been training really well for us in camp, so we're really confident in both of them in those starting shirts.
Okay, so what about the loss of Bree outside? Our dead side is from a particularly goodness and the can't go for five this area for through the videos. Like to as a guy to side the year after the World Cup after your early big blow.
Yeah, it is a big blow, but it's just a big blow for her as a person as well. Like she's she's an extremely kind of popular member of the squad as well. She's kind, caring, professional in everything she does. So it's always really heartbreaking when that happens to a player. So first and foremost, we just really feel for Brie. And obviously now it's an opportunity for someone else to come in, and we're fortunate that players like Bridie are able to play both sides, and it gives Lydia Kavoa an opportunity to come in and show what she can do.
Now, this time last year where it only really started the spade field run. Now that it's like 160, it's house from the season. What are you hoping to see? Particularly now in the Alphas, but Brett.
Yeah, so we know what Eva is capable of. So when she gets ball in hand, and she's getting more and more confident all of the time, and she's been working really hard on some of her off-field work to get herself firing. So yeah, we're excited to see, because we know what she's capable of when she's on form. She's pretty hard to stop.
Hi, Jax.
Hi.
There's some interesting stories actual that helps those do so with it fire. Right, it's all as third, that's the story there. Now, how should it is?
Yeah, so obviously, like we alluded to before, front row is somewhere where we're looking to increase our depth, but somebody like Alapetta that she's been performing really well across at force, you know, and I think with the props, you know, the older you get, the better you get, they say, like that experience. So she comes in like she's been working really, really hard, and it just brings a really good attitude with her as well, and she's super willing to learn still, even at the age she is. And yeah, she definitely deserves the opportunity to be in the squad.
And Lucy as well, she's been waiting a lot of time to get so excited.
Yeah.
The purpose to be a...
Yeah, so we know that Luce was in a previous World Cup squad in preparation before, and then she's had a child and returned. And, you know, we kept a close eye on Luce at the start of this year with force, and she's kind of got better and better as the season's gone on, and therefore we invited her into these camps. And yeah, she's kind of taken an opportunity that we know there's been a couple of injuries in that back row, so it gives an opportunity for someone else. And Luce is extremely professional and hard-working player, and she came in and took the opportunity. And when we had those injuries,
I mean, it made it sound like that made Bruce come years ago. It's becoming to that.
So Tiarah's like, yeah, another player that's working really, really hard. She's a young player with loads of potential. You know, she's like kind of the tallest player in our squad, and her work rate around the park is exceptional. So we definitely know what we get with Tiarah with regards to that.
So thanks for that. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
I'd be a lot to sign up for to sport here. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Yourself?
To try.
Thank you.
Like, is it just on your itinerary? Why did you like what kind of training sessions have you left out?
Yeah, so we arrived on Friday evening, and then Saturday was very much a recovery day for us with the girls, and they just got to go and have a bit of a flush out in the gym. And we were also fortunate enough to go to the game. We had tickets. We got given tickets to watch the game at Kingspan on Saturday, which was great. Sunday, we just did a little bit of a walkthrough, and then Monday we hit the ground running with our normal sort of test week. So train Monday, double day Tuesday, and then straight back into it.
Very good. And already you're learning the extra at 437. What's the situation with you guys? Like the separate or which boss will how did that work?
Yeah, so it's something that going into World Cup year we will be looking at. So currently a lot of the sevens players are on rest. There's been an expression of interest from the sevens players. So that's something that we'll be looking at how we can kind of potentially integrate that throughout the year, but obviously being really mindful of managing that carefully.
I know ours this year, Alex, recently on the 15th, what? I don't know how much behind you have on what was going on, but you can not this year quite often the various problem. You give back for your radar and heavily see that nobody's the sex it's affecting.
With Ireland's progression?
Yeah, progression was and I from the Ireland.
Yeah.
We won the last 4 years ago. Board show a boy.
Yeah.
Stimble on it.
Yeah, no, I did pick up on it, having been coaching in the UK at the time, so in the Prem there, so kind of was aware of some of the turbulence that was happening. But I think since Scott's come in, it seems to have really settled, and you can see the progress of the girls, and obviously they've got into WXB1 now, which is fantastic for them, and you can really see the growth and they've got a really strong coaching team now, so they look like they're really back on track, which is great to see.
Just already linked all the detail about what did you know of it, but it would be such at the basis of this match place and at the injury workers thinking so I think it were every stood so the first part of the island like
I think just for our squad having the opportunity to play against Northern Hemisphere teams is really interesting because it's quite different to what they face in the Southern Hemisphere, playing against the likes of New Zealand and Fiji. There's much more tactical kicking, And that's obviously quite noticeable from Ireland. So, you know, they quite like a kick battle. So that's something that kind of we're really mindful of. But also I think the way and knowing Scott, like they like to keep ball in hand too and like to move the ball and want to create quick balls. So yeah, we know that we've got to be pretty quick around the corner defensively to stop that.
Good, thanks.
No worries. Thank you very much.
You still better with that, to prepare living to the step.
Yes. Sorry, I think you just cut off there.
The prepared and you fell off you.
Yeah, sorry. I think I got that. So you just
Did I come about seeing? Yeah, about us, exited the international. Yeah, you feel better to say out for this challenge.
Yeah, so, you know, as you're aware, going into those first tests, we just had sort of 8 days together and straight into test matches. So being able to put some camps in has been really valuable. Having those extra days is definitely given us an opportunity to kind of work with the girls, connect with the girls and get to know them better as well. And also just strip it back and work on the fundamentals, which we needed to do. So yeah, we definitely feel more prepared. And like you said, going into a World Cup year now, the more time we can have together in those camps, the more we're going to grow as a group. So that time's really valuable.
Yeah, I know that I was person that would thought I was fine, but she still plays to Ireland now.
Yeah, especially like Belfast is, there's a lot of similarities to home, especially in Belfast.
I missed the crowd like for can you speak at that time of that fun about sort of the including the Joe that you've been playing brand was that reaction?
So we had the team meeting earlier on in the week, and me and Tiarah Minns were sitting next to each other, looking at each other like having a breath, because out of all these test games, I was hoping to really get a start in these 2 runs ago, as these are kind of our warm-up matches for the WXV2. So I had a feeling, but I didn't want to go too into it. And then when my name got called out and my picture on the board, I was over the moon, and I feel like I'm really ready to seize my moment and grab this opportunity with both hands. I'm really excited.
So almost I think follow your journey back to the after you what if there is a job or just all that sort of on training steps for deal.
Yeah, so early February this year, I wasn't getting any support what I wanted from other clubs that I was interested in, and I reached out to a few clubs around Australia, and Western Force gave me their overall deal and told me how much they're going to support me and my young family and how they're going to help with that transition across Australia. So I started in February in that extended squad, knowing that there was potentially of me not even playing Super W, but with what they offered at that club, I couldn't say no to. With their training and their support with female rugby all over was really good. So I grasped that opportunity, took my husband, my 2-year-old, all the way over to Perth. And luck has it for me, there was an injury and I scored right into that team and started on the bench and just worked my way into that starting team, which is really good for me.
It's such a rich place after the goal, right? Essentially didn't have a lot down, there's sort of they outside countries now they sit there, Wallaroos follow being able to see like some good thing on the type trader. It's like good wasn't there, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Me and my husband talk about this all the time. One of my goals in life was to wear this green and gold. It's been 10 years since my first Wallaroos camp when I was 21. So I've been chipping at it for quite a while, I'd say. And I think my hard work and perseverance has finally pushed through with some unfortunate pushbacks with injuries and the like in the past. But I think this opportunity came up at the right time because I've been really working hard off the field with the Western Force, and my aim ultimately was to get back into this team.
That is training squads on my time. Melbourne buddies to hurry up or that come again, or whether they do one time. Well, needs that soon. Go back after that 3 weeks old. You're all right. Your mind that sort of kept you going, kept you leading. There's still a chance that you survive this night.
I put a little bit too much pressure on myself for a little bit, maybe last year and the year before. So I had a bit of reset last year. And then I just wanted to feel the love for the game again. I wanted to go to a club that made me love the game and make me want to play instead of putting too much pressure on myself. So I think really not having that as 100% goal, because I do have my family life as well. So just trying to juggle that balance between what I want in life and how my family is going to link in with that. So I think finding my love with rugby, with my Wanneroo social club, community club. So they're a really good supportive team. My husband coaches there too, so it's been really good to play a local club there. So we've kind of integrated our family into the rugby lifestyle over in Perth. So I think that kind of helped me get back into it and really love playing.
By the situation,
Thank you.
what's it they in order to score previously?
So I was in the squad in 2014. Came in, and then I was in and out due to deployment because I was in the Australian Army for about 9 years. So because of work commitments, I couldn't commit to a lot of the tournaments. So I've been in and out for selection and injuries. I've had a couple of ankle injuries over the past few years as well. And then I took an opportunity to go to England for 2019, 2020, and that's where I met Jo. So I was coached by Jo in the Worcester Warriors, and that's when my rugby career, I think, boosted from there. I grew so much as a player and as an individual, playing in that premiership and playing under Jo. So I really loved that experience. Unfortunately, COVID had me sent back to Australia back in 2020, but that's where I met my husband, and yeah, the things just kept rolling from there. And then my shoulder injury and baby. And there's been a lot of working parts.
There's a lot to take that. The outside, how long are you out of the out for, and where did you go to see the sport as well?
Yep, so I was in the Army for 9 years. And I got deployed once in 2013, but I was, my main role was an instructor. So I'd be going around Australia instructing at Kapuka, ADFA, and the likes of all the, the instruction bases, I guess. But it was really good, yeah.
Hey, when you had your child, how long were you had young boy?
So I was still in the Wallaroos squad when I had Zoe. I was 4 months postpartum for my first game of contact rugby playing for Bond University back in the Queensland Premiership. So I was pushing myself because I only had 5 months to try and make the World Cup team for the 2023, the 2022.
Like 31.
Yeah, 2021, but played in 2022 World Cup. So I really pushed myself to try and get back on the field. Unfortunately, my body didn't react too well and I wasn't as fast. And I had an open and honest conversation with the head coach at the time, which was Jay. And he just said, unfortunately, because it has been so quickly, I didn't get selected. And I understand that it is quite a short time for just having a baby, 5 months going to World Cup, very high intensity trainings. But after that, I've just been working hard. I've had my ankle injury last year, so that kind of ruled me out last year's Super Rugby. And then this year, I've just put everything into it. I just hard work and perseverance, I guess. Can't say no.
Once we had that last up the
Yeah.
felt that reaction. Well, for 2 years, to that kind of more of it.
It was a lot of tears. I tried to keep a straight face when they called the name. I was like, me and T just looked at each other. But as soon as I left the room, I was in all sorts because, like you say, 10 years has been a long time, and I'm so ready for this opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I just jumped in with the Fun Festival. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's what it's if you're happy. Thank you.
Yes, so they are flying in this morning. So my mother, my husband, and my 2-year-old. So they've just flown in from Paris, their last leg, Paris to Dublin, and then they're going to drive up to Belfast.
How special is that? I mean, let's give it that.
Oh, I can't even explain it. My husband has been my rock. He's the one that's been pushing me because he knows how much this means to me. So he has been such a huge support in my life, and he knows how much this means to me. And he said, we booked the flight before I knew the team, because he said, if there is that slight opportunity, I need to be there. And this is a once in a lifetime opportunity, and he's like, let's just do it. We'll work around it, and we'll just go from there. I'm so glad. He is very supportive, and I have him in my corner at all times. I'm really excited.
That's
Sorry?
accepted.
Oh, thank you.
I just want to hear the holiday sport. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Project this explaining more about what you is, but that's just and what you went on so far. Anything?
Yeah, it's been good. The weather's turned up for us, so thank you. When we first got here, it was nice and sunny, and we were just sunbaking out on the grass. And then the last couple of days, it's kind of been like this. It's like sunny, really sunny, and then all of a sudden it rains. And then it gets cold, but then it gets sunny again. So it's kind of like a circle. So it just, you just don't know what you're going to get when you go outside. But I'm really loving it. Belfast is a beautiful city. We went out there this yesterday, and we also went to Giant's Causeway earlier on the week, which was also so beautiful. We went with a tour guide, and he told us all about the historical features, all about the folklore and legends around that area, which was really interesting. But yeah, I love it. It's beautiful.
What it has almost for the match? What's the idea of going?
I think their physicality around that breakdown, because I am a flanker, so that's my forte, I guess, around that area. So I've been trying to focus on how we can capitalize that. So I think they do have that strong breakdown and over body over ball. So we just need to try and pick and choose our rucks and try and capitalize that. But I think, they have a couple of strong carriers, which we should just limit their exposure.
What
are my strengths?
The Wallaroos have seen our you just started ups.
I think our strengths are our versatility. I think we're very fast. Our eyes up footy is really good. So if we see an opportunity, the girls have that confidence to take it, and we go together as a team. So our connection and our communication is just getting better and better every single training session as well. So I think that connection with the backs and forwards is growing, and that's what I think is our strength as our team, where we can rely on each other and have faith that that person is going to take a tackle. So let's just see what our next job is.
About the Irish the characteristics that they do that that's like you're arguing on this out
it's a bit of a hike. But no.
Yeah, it's all it's up with those best up the people.
Thank you. Thank you.
Like, you just get that about what did your husband or anyone decide to
Um, so it was when I got selected for the 30 squad. So it was a very quick turnaround. So I was a late inclusion in the squad due to injuries. Again, taking that opportunity and trying to run with that. So I've booked them flights about a week ago.
always the kind of the revelations.
Thank you.
You sort of talk to the when that reaction we had was so me.
Yeah, it was really special. I think Lucy and I have been roomies since for the last few camps, so it was really special to, I guess, to get that call up together. And we were the night before hadn't got the call if you hadn't got in yet, so we were like, oh, maybe, or maybe they forgot to call, and so it was kind of that guessing game, but also like just excitement building. But I guess like Lucy said before, didn't want to jump the gun too much. But yeah, so I think we were sitting next to each other at the time, and so we're just glancing at each other, and to get the call up for both of us was it was a pretty special moment. And
Can we do about call out the fuck of you had a favorite? What were those words of judges right improvements in this attitude to be a game for some to and essentially create some
you mean earlier this year? Yeah. For me, I think I'm very much the player that whatever feedback I get, just take it on board and just build as much as I can, do all the 1%ers, all the extra work behind the scenes. So then when I get on the park, that I can show that improvement. And I think for me, it's just keep asking those questions, keep checking back in with the coaches, see if I've grown in those areas. There's more areas I can work on, and I guess just keep building my game to the standard that they want. So I think that was my goal. Mid-year was, to be honest, was like a hard call when I missed selections in the middle of the year. So I think, like Lucy said before, like how much it means to you, but I think that just comes with the nature of the game. You get missed selections, and you just gotta grow from that. And I think that was the goal for me. I just went all in, and traveled up to Sydney. Was playing club up there, and then I was training a bit in Brums, and then going across to Reds, and just trying to get all the exposure I could, and just put in all those 1%ers, and I guess show the hunger for it, and just grow in any way possible. To get to this point.
just sort of coming back to certainly do like the times sort of fighting that journey of all those hard out the way out the hang up and ball derby.
Yeah. I think for me, the ACL journey last year, and I think I've had quite a few over the last few years. I think getting quite young, unfortunately was really with quite a few injuries. But I think the ACL rehab last year was a tough one. And I think for me, one thing that kind of got me through it was that kind of, I guess, dream and that drive to be in that green and gold jersey. So I think for me, there's I don't think people really realize how tough those journeys are until you kind of go through them. And I think the mental battle of that as well. So I think it was really good to have that goal at the end that get you through it's stages of the 3 hours in the gym every day. And then, you're doing skills on top of that, and you're just doing everything you can just to get that rehab going. So I think for me, there was quite a few tears, quite a few, down moments, but, that sport, you have your downs, you have your ups. So I think for me, it was a really, really tough year, both on and off the field. So I think for me, it was to first get the call up into the squad earlier this year, and then was just such a special moment. There was definitely a few tears. I think I was at uni at the time, and Jo gave me the call, and then ran over to some friends and had a few tears of joy. And to get to this point, I think, like Lucy said, after we left from the room, we went up to our room, and we both called family, and we're both very much sobbing and tears of joy. So I think for me, just pure joy to get to that point. And the first person I called was my dad, because he's been very much on that journey with me since I was 4 or 5, dreaming to play for Australia. At the time, didn't know what sport I was going to be. But yeah, I've always had that dream to be in that green and gold.
Well, congratulations. See yourselves when you start playing it.
Yeah, so I started playing rugby through quite a roundabout way. So I was a netballer at the time. So my main sport up until I was about 14 was surf ice surfing, and then switched across to netball, and I was doing that competitively. At the time, we had a development officer randomly from Rebels come across into my BNL club, and was just doing conditioning on a Friday night. And we're just hitting a few bags, wasn't much, but I was absolutely loving it. And then kind of did a bit of a development program from there. And then kind of got into schoolgirl state over the years, but netball was still my main sport, and that was kind of to the side. As much as I loved it, there's just wasn't much pathway at the time. So kind of just built, I guess, over a few years. So that was first in probably 2016, 2017, and then so a couple of years of schoolgirls, of sevens first, and then 15s. I saw a flyer on Facebook of 15s, and I didn't really know the difference. Dad and I were at night before trials Googling what position I'd be. And then just, I think from there, from starting 15s, I just fell in love with the game even more. And then got the call up for Rebels for 2019 season when I was 17. Very raw, but I think I'm so grateful for that journey that I've had through that Vic system, because I think it really built me as a player and a person to where I am today. And then, obviously Rebels for a few seasons from there. So I think it would have been 6 seasons there. So grateful for that time, because I think it really grew me and my skill level and
Awesome, mate. That just is the actual game. So that's that pretty step back that spot with this World Cup next year. How important is it to get or what is this trapping in the right direction?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's building towards that World Cup. It's super important to get that continuity in the group, and get that connection and together. So I think for me, getting those last few camps to really build that has been really imperative, because I think we've been able to really strip things back a lot and get the kind of fundamentals right, and then build off that. So you kind of gain those connections with those around you and kind of really building that, because obviously it's hard coming from all different states, and you don't get to come together much. I think that's been really imperative. And I think you've just even seen the growth in the group in the last few camps over the last month or so. So I think for me, it would keep, continuing that trend, then it's, right in a good trajectory towards World Cup. And I think that's really, really exciting, because I think there's quite a lot of special talent in the group, and I'm really excited to what we can show the world.